Hey everyone, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, and as the title says, this is going to be a variant review video, notably for the newest variants that came out a few patches ago. Now, I should have done this ages ago, but yesterday, the Skullgirl umbrella palette has finally been released, and I thought it'd be good to just do it all in one go instead of doing it one by one. So first up, let's start with fan favorite. Now, this is a silver support Beowulf that got released as part of the anniversary, and if you've stayed long enough, you will get it for free as part of the anniversary gift event. So on first glance, he has 11k attack, which is pretty good. It's very similar to Dragon Brawler's attack. However, he can also inflict Deathmark and gain 2 stacks of Enrage for 10 seconds when activating Hype Mode while Beowulf has living teammates. So this Deathmark here means that any crit you give to him, the crit damage is going to be increased by 50%, and 2 stacks of Enrage means another additional 40% attack bonus. So that is quite a lot actually. There's a lot of damage going on for fan favorite for a silver, which is pretty impressive, but of course, it's nothing compared to like Beast King or Wolfsbane and so forth. However, it's still pretty good as a secondary attacker. He is meant to use to be a support in the bench with his first signature ability. While Beowulf is alive, teammates gain Final Stand for 10 seconds every 30 seconds. It is a periodic Final Stand, which is not that great because sometimes you're not in that window and you just die and there's nothing you can do. He does serve good as a secondary fighter support, but if you're just using him for that final stand, don't even try. Just use Valentine instead with Trauma Center, it'll do you much better. Nothing much to say about fan favorite. He's alright as a silver and he's free to get as well, and he deals good damage. If you don't have any of the gold or diamond Beowulfs, he's surely a nice replacement for the time being. And as a silver, he does it pretty well. Next, we have Number Cruncher. Number Cruncher is an interesting one because he actually has the third highest attack stat for Robo Fortune at 11.27. This is slightly below Overclock and slightly higher than Xbot, but of course, his ability does not have any damage multiplication, 50% chance to gain 1 stack of Blessing for 20 seconds every 5 combo hits, and then when reaching 5 stacks of Blessing, you remove all your blessings to inflict 5 stacks of Guard Break for 10 seconds. So Number Cruncher is definitely meant for a close range mode, and Guard Break definitely helps you to be that very aggressive with your combo hits. Unfortunately, because he doesn't really offer anything else, he doesn't have that much utility, and since he's like a super exclusive fighter anyway, you're not really missing out too much if you don't get him. I recommend having Wonderkind in the support in the bench just to amplify his offensive potential slightly more. Wonderkind's ability, when the enemy is inflicted with 3 stacks of Power Surge, they lose some meter and they get hit by the total attack of Wonderkind. So Number Cruncher could have some of that meter control support there and some extra damage as well from Wonderkind. Overall though, he's alright. I wouldn't say he's amazing or even great. Inflicting tons of combos isn't that great in this game, so Number Cruncher is sadly more on the weaker side, which is great because he's so exclusive that if you don't have her, you're not losing out at all. The moment the opponent has like 5 stacks of armor, you kind of just die and you can't really do anything. You might launch a Theonite Beam to inflict armor break, but that's about it. So overall, Number Cruncher, a bit on the weaker side even for an offensive Robo Fortune. Doesn't really do much in terms of that, just a standard combo gainer variant, which is fun to use but not at all effective. If you use Wonderkind in the bench, I recommend using the DDoS Marquee ability just to have that potential to inflict Power Surge. Other Robo Fortunes are definitely better than Number Cruncher. And finally, we come to the final variant that just got released yesterday, Death Wish. Now, I thought Wishful Eater was a funny name, and I'm slightly sad that they changed it to Death Wish, which is definitely a better name, but it doesn't have the reference to eating that Umbrella is known for. But anyway, the ability, Voracious Cycle. Every 7th combo hit landed on Umbrella or the opponent transfers up to 3 enemy buffs to herself and inflicts Hex for 10 seconds. Oh god, that is insane. Landing 7th combo hit is super easy with Umbrella because she is a multi-hit fighter. However, she not only is able to transfer buffs to herself, but she can also inflict Hex for 10 seconds. That is really crazy. Hex is a very powerful debuff. It's not a common debuff, and it basically just ignores the opponent's signature ability. What's even insane is that it not only works for offense, but it also works on defense, so you really have to make sure that you're not landing more than 7th combo hit. And this is just the first signature ability. The second signature ability, once per match when defeated, resurrect with 50% health, revive all defeated teammates with 25% health, and gain 1 stack of miasma for 10 seconds for each buff applied to Umbrella. Oh god. Dude, this variant has like 5 signature abilities combined to 1. It's insane. The second signature ability is a resurrection of not only herself but her teammates as well. That's like Last Hope, like Killjoy combined. And then you also get Miasma for 10 seconds for each buff for no reason. Now I get that this is mostly like a reference thing, you know, reviving the undead, Miasma being a buff revolving around like bad air, so zombies tend to smell bad, I guess. That's why she gains miasma. So it makes sense lore-wise and reference-wise, but holy crap, that's a lot to put in of single variant. What is the developer smoking? This is crazy. Deathwish is definitely like the most powerful umbrella that ever existed. She has the same stats as Eager Deceiver, so about 11k attack, which is pretty good, but the buff control is insane, and being able to inflict Hex is also really crazy. Sorry, I just checked. Apparently her attack stat is at 13k, not 11, which is crazy. That's really high, and she has buff control, inflicts Hex, and she has the ability to resurrect teammates. Wow. So the second signature ability is mostly defensive unless you make a mistake. Like, it's kind of like Shadow Puppet's Time Stop. If you make a mistake, then yes, you get to resurrect yourself, which is really nice, but it really, if you're good at the game and you know what you're doing, you're most likely not gonna use it that much. It's mostly for defense, and I don't know, for defense, I'm just thinking like Deathwish, Reigning Champ, and Rose Tinted, can that be a viable defense? Deathwish is pretty scary at defense. You really have to kill her with like Xbot or something, and Xbot is like a really premier Rift unit, so if you use it on Deathwish, you're also missing out on using Xbot for other nodes. Really interesting, really good. Just reading from the signature ability alone, this seems crazy, and of course with Umbrella's kit, she also has access to a lot of regeneration, some command grabs like Tongue Twister, so she could be a menace, and also of course bubble attacks as projectiles as well. On first glance, we'll see how she actually performs in game, but on first glance, Deathwish is insane. It's absolutely insane. You just play normally, just kill the opponent with an air juggle, get those buffs, and just inflicts Hex for them, and just kill them with a Tongue Twister. Crazy, okay. So I think that's about it. Deathwish is looking to be a crazy variant to get, and I know she's gonna be released in the Halloween Relic, so if you manage to get her, then pat yourself in the back because you potentially get one of the best diamond variants in the game. I could be over exaggerating though, because we still don't know how she actually performs, but just from the signature ability alone and theory crafting, she looks to be really strong and really powerful. I think this is the first instance where I'm like, okay, this is clearly a sign of power creep, right? We went from Jin to Neuromancer to Beast King, and then suddenly Deathwish with 5 signature abilities. It's crazy, but it's good. Deathwish is insane. Congratulations to everyone who managed to get her already, even though you're not supposed to, and good luck to everyone who is still aiming to get her in the next Halloween prize fight. Okay, so that's gonna be the end of this video. Just reviewed 3 latest variants that appeared. I know it's taking so long, but basically, fan favorite, a pretty good silver variant actually, can deal a lot of damage thanks to the Deathmark and Enrage tags, but you're not really depending on him for support that much because it's a periodic final stand and Valentine does the job better. Number Cruncher is a fun gimmick, but obviously he doesn't have that much utility, and other Robo Fortunes are probably, no, definitely better than him. He does make for a good flex material though, so congrats if you have him. And lastly, Deathwish is absolutely insane, a crazy powerful strong variant, and you should be happy if you manage to get her at all. Congrats. So I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.